Hi, I'm Kimberly and we're here at Tamatara Reserve off Whangarei Heads Road with the Jana project where we are learning to save stranded whales, so let's go check it out. We're here with Kim from Project Jana. What are the things that you guys have been doing here today?
Well, we're running a whale rescue training course. It's a one-day course and we teach people the basic do's and don'ts of whale rescue. In the session down on the beach we practice basic first aid on whales. So we cover off keeping them cool, keeping them wet, covering them with sheets, keeping them as calm as possible, and then talking through the various stages of what you do when the tide returns, how you refloat them, and also how you use basic equipment like inflatable pontoons to refloat the animals, and also dolphin lifting nets.
If someone from the public comes across a stranding, what are some of the things that they could do?
The very first thing they need to do is call the right authorities. So they need to give DOC a call, the Department of Conservation, on 0800 DOC HOT. They then need to assess the situation, so they need to give DOC as much info as possible. What types of animals are stranded, so describing them, how many there are, if they look like they're injured, what the state of the tide is, the sea conditions. When they've done that, they can then start basic first aid on the whale. The most important thing is to start cooling this animal down. A whale has thick blubber, so it's going to overheat very, very quickly. So people need to pour water onto the whale. They need to cover the animal as well with sheets. Their skin is very sensitive, so it will start to sunburn and blister very, very quickly. So if they put sheets over, it's going to protect the animal's skin, but also it will help use evaporation to cool the animal down.
How many whales strand in New Zealand?
New Zealand has the highest stranding rate of whales and dolphins in the world. We have about, on average, 300 whales and dolphins that strand every single year. In other years, though, it's much, much larger. We can have individual animals that strand, so it might be just one whale, or it might be a mother and calf that come in. We unfortunately get lots of mass strandings, though, where we might have hundreds of whales on the beach at any one time. Already this year we've had 3 mass strandings. We've had one at Farewell Spit in Golden Bay, one in Colville, which is in the Coromandel, and one in Christchurch. So they can happen any time, any place in New Zealand, so it's really important that as many people are trained up as possible.
Is there a reason for the strandings? Or?
Yes, there's lots of different reasons for why these animals strand. We think we know most of the reasons, but we probably don't know all of them. The animals might be old or sick, so they might come in and strand for that reason. Lots of whales unfortunately swallow plastic, so when they do that they become very, very ill. We've done autopsies on them afterwards and their stomach have been full of plastic bags and things like that, so that causes them real problems. With mass strandings, the reason they mass strand is that they have very tight social bonds with each other, so if one of their podmates strand, the others will respond and they'll come in and try and help. The reason that those strandings might happen might simply be because the whales don't realise they're so close to shore. pilot whales are toothed whales, so they use echolocation. And echolocation doesn't work particularly well on shallow, gently shelving beaches, particularly if they're sandy or muddy. They don't get a good ping back from their sonar. So the animals are swimming along and they don't realise they're so close to shore, and the next thing they know, they've hit ground and the tide drops and they're left high and dry.
How did Project Jana come about?
We've been around for almost 40 years now, and we were set up in New Zealand first to campaign against whaling. So a group of people very passionate about the issue got together and we set up an organisation here in New Zealand, and our main aim was to galvanise New Zealand's support to say no to whaling and convince our New Zealand government to return to the IWC to help defend these animals. We did that. Within 2 years of being in New Zealand, we had convinced the government to take that stand.
If people want to get involved, how can they get involved?
If people want to get involved, they just need to go to our website, www.projectjona.org.nz. They can register online to become a marine mammal medic, and they can attend one of our training courses. If they don't really want to learn those skills, they can do lots of other stuff to help. So they can help clean our beaches, so they can become part of our beach cleanup crew, or they can help campaign on issues like whaling.